struggled early on. Every single tournament they placed better and better and better until they've now cemented themselves as a top 3 team in North America, top 2 team in my opinion, and trying to prove that they are the best team in North America today.
Indeed, and now we're watching TSM. I've seen TSM play these exact train tracks before and they got absolutely wiped. But you know one thing, they learn from their mistakes and they go next. That's the great thing about having experience, tournament experience and scrim experience. So they're going to be fighting in these train tracks and they're actually very confident. Hal is going to go retreat back into the pit. He's going to see a team and oh my beans, the 144 and 72. Snipe down goes down, but they will be able to finish this off and get the fast recovery. That was incredible, getting those angles by Imperial Hal.
Hal is loving this Spitfire buff. I saw my man Onset tweet after one of the last games saying I'm pretty sure Hal's Spitfire is still firing at this point, and it seems never ending. That massive clip. Hal's been putting it to work on Octane, and that's a beautiful flank right there. Heads up play from Hal. Recognizing that the team to his left was under such duress, they'd be healing up, they wouldn't necessarily be pushing, and that's an opportunity to get a flank. Huge play from Hal, showing his inner Halo player right there.
He has been popping off lately, and he definitely deserves all the success that he's come to with Apex Legends and his stream and his career. So congratulations to him. Hopefully they aren't contesting to win, so this could be their game here.
Yeah, meanwhile, speaking of a game that could be potentially there, CLG finds himself in a favorable position. Also at match point. If you're just joining us, we have 4 teams at match point: Solo Fide, TSM, CLG, or NRG. If any of those 4 teams win, the tournament is over. And if you're watching for the first time competitive Apex, let me tell you, welcome to the most hype esport on the market. As we have Apex Legends match point format, which means you got to get to 50 points to be at match point. Once you get to that 50-point threshold, then you can win the tournament. So that means you don't end the game after kind of an awkward lull where one team's been dominating and the 6th game ends and everyone knows that team's going to win. You still got to clutch it out. You got to get a win here. CLG trying to do exactly that. Meanwhile, the kill feed's absolutely lit up as NRG is going to clean up the remaining members of Rare Excellence. You see NRG picking up quite a few.
TSM is absolutely controlling this end zone here. They have a perfect spot. They just have to make sure they watch all angles because they don't have to go anywhere. They're in the zone. Now we're moving on with Solo Fide. They have to move quite far. And CLG actually madness. 50 health, but he gets the armor swap just in time. He's going to go for the med kit before he picks his armor back up and heals it. And oh no.
That's going to be Alberlelli of Team Liquid finally taking out Resulta. 1 member of Solo Fide down. It's going to be all up to Gentrifying and Designful. The 2 kill and damage leaders, respectively, of the winner circuit. Designful, the kill leader, Gentrifying, the damage leader of the entirety of the Apex Legends Global Series winter circuit across all 4 of the tournaments that led to this point here. And then we got Nathan, one of the damage leaders right now, and MVP, in my opinion, of the autumn circuit just a few months ago. Nathan, one of the best individual players in all of North America. We'll see if NRG can close this out. But you're right, girl. I think TSM's in a very good position right now. CLG finds himself in a good position as well. And NRG has to make a rotation. Not as great of a spot as the former 2 teams. But we'll see what they can do on the rotation. Between CLG and TSM, we might have a winner after this game, girl.
We might indeed. Now looking at it, there's just so many of our top teams that have great spots. CLG has a lot of loot and they almost have their armors maxed out. They're in a really good position. Solo Fide trying to get their revive off. Teams are nearby and they see that respawn beacon coming down. Designful's still going to go for it even though Gentrifying got hit for so much. They're still gonna go for it. It's all or nothing here. I remember SF posting on Twitter, if you don't get first, you're just last.
I think Ricky Bobby also said that. Or something along those lines. Shout out to Solo Fide and Ricky Bobby here. They're gonna get the revive through. And Resulta will be back in game here. Needs to try and loot up. It's gonna be a little bit shambles for him for some time until he can find a loot box or the like. But Solo Fide finds himself back in position. They're actually in zone. And somehow this location is actually no longer taken. This is where we saw Space Station die earlier. Solo Fide feel like they're picking the litter here between the 2 locations to post up in.
Prodigy Aces, Joey Blackout went both went down. CLG just looking over everything, trying to get as much damage as they can, trying to ensure that every team dies in this survey camp area. If everyone dies here, less squads for them to fight late game. PB Sandwiches fighting underneath the building. Sauce doesn't have armor. Bowser doesn't have armor either. They're going to opt to heal with some shield cells as they may not have batteries here. So they're going to slow heal. The Arc Star comes down. They're going to dodge it for now, but there's so many teams around them applying that pressure.
NRG finds himself in the fight here. Great shots can be put in from Nathan. That's the damage that he puts out, and just like that, NRG survives, stays alive. We'll be in a good position on that rotation. We questioned whether or not they'll be able to make the rotation through. They had to earn it. They had to win that fight and that skirmish. And now, NRG, CLG, and TSM all alive, all three of them at match point. It looked like Solafide did get taken out. So, goodbye and good night to Solafide. They're just going to have to pray that none of these three teams win it here.
CLG is still alive with the high ground, but they aren't in the most favorable position. TSM, they are owning the tracks. They should be able to find a spot for this next zone. NRG taking out. Oh my goodness, they've definitely got a lot of points this game, as Sweet is the kill leader right now, going for the finish. He just can't get it off. It's hard with those knockdown shields in the corner, but he is going to get the thirst. Kenny FPS out of the game. They get the armor swap, but the rotation is crucial.
That's right, 6 kills for the shot caller in Sweet. And here we go. We have TSM on top of a perch, currently watching and deciding how they want to push this here, how they want to play this. We have NRG alive, we have CLG alive. It all could potentially come down to this, as 3 of our 5 teams remain are at match point. If one of them win, the tournament is over as it currently stands. What a finish it's going to be here in game number 7, as now CLG finds himself taking out one of those squads. 3/4 of the squads remaining, all match point.
Oh my goodness, this is actually insane. CLG is in a constant battle here. They're going to pop the defensive bombardment, but Lou's team is getting pushed. They won't be able to do the damage enough. Vaxlon left on 1 HP. Manis has to cover his teammates. He has to clutch this off to get this tournament win here. They are retreating. They may be able to recover here. The most important thing is to recover as other teams fight. Reps taking down someone. NRG, Rocker, down to 75 HP. This is intense.
And it all comes down to Tech's team. Can they rain on the parade of all 3 of these teams? They're the last hope alive for the rest of this lobby. If they get taken out, it is over. Actually, all 3 squads, I take that back, they actually did get taken out. So all 3 squads remain are teams that are match point eligible. It comes down to this. This is the last game. This is the final game as NRG is going to push against TSM. They find themselves in a 3v3 and CLG is just waiting and watching it all happen.
They're just trying to apply pressure to the other teams and hope and pray that they're going to end up fighting, but this is going to come down until the last second. Everyone should be playing this safe as for now. NRG, they have high ground over CLG over here. TSM kind of in the back, just waiting for something to happen. TSM just waiting to pounce on these 2 teams and get that third party. Will it actually end up happening? 6 seconds left. The zone is about to close in.
And this is a pretty even zone in terms of where it's going to collapse onto for all 3 teams. Take a look at the top left of your screen. You'll see the exact line as to where this ring is going to collapse towards. And it's central to all 3 teams right now, so no one with a significant advantage. If I had to give it to any team, it's NRG with high ground. But at this point, it's anyone's game, girl. The ring's going to be closing nice and slow here to close this one out. What a finish it's going to be for the winter circuit. Certainly indicative of how crazy this entire winter circuit has been so far.
It has been crazy, and TSM Imperial How with the Spitfire, the amounts of damage he got on just shooting someone with barely seeing their head. They are in a bad position though. NRG can see all of TSM and TSM.